is enough flat fee work, but.
6 months.
Holy stuff, I've been here, it's a while.
It's
the
fine.
entire office.
A lot of money, yeah.
Here. So I gotta get something out of you guys
Yeah,
before the
yeah,
end of this
okay.
budget year.
I think I own it.
Can y'all stand for the pledge, please?
We can.
Pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance.
To the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do you read the first one then? Or go ahead?
Morning, good morning, yeah. Good evening, whatever, where are we? Evening? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting, that was held on October 8th?
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
As well as the public hearing and special
Oh,
board
yes,
meeting.
on the 29th of October 2024. Can I get a motion for that as
I'll
well?
make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve the financial statements for the month of October 2024?
So moved.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody vote? Okay, we have one guest tonight, Laura Lewis. Hi, how are you?
I was just wondering how the easement's going with Mrs. Goss. She'll be here in a little while. Because I think they were gonna start working on that, at least uncovering the 3-foot drain.
I believe we have it all drafted up.
I submitted a draft about 2 weeks ago to supervisor. I had a comment or two, that being one of the board's consideration and the sewer department's consideration of the fact that it is an access easement. By that I mean it gives the town the right to go in, but it does not relieve the property owner of their primary obligation to maintain what's happening on their own properties. That's been circulated just on the 31st. It is a 2-page document, and the other thing that I had requested is, I have no diagram of the easement area that's proposed. I typically like, at least when there's a line of some sort, a 12 to a 15-foot width to allow equipment on either side, depending upon what we're doing. It doesn't have to be a map, but some sort of a sketch diagram as an exhibit. Those are my 2 comments, and it was presented. So if somebody can get back to me, we can move that forward.
Okay, when did you say you sent that to him?
Well, it's dropped in the mail on the 31st.
On the 31st?
Yeah.
And you haven't heard back?
I have not.
And that easement is only to what, maintain it?
It is an access easement. It gives us the right to go in and maintain, but it does not obligate us to take over maintenance from the property owners.
Just allows us on the property when we need to get
Just
it.
what we talked about.
Right, because you guys said that you keep it cleaned out. And Mrs. Gus is coming, she just took some time. I just want to try to get this moved along for the 3 people that it affects, because I don't want the snow to come and melt and then cause what happened before to the road, to Mrs. Gus's property and all that. So that drain or whatever it is that's under, what, 3 foot, you said at least? That really needs to be done. This is our 4th meeting, so that means 4 months. We've been trying to get it taken care of one way or the other. And I mean, if that was sent out, I mean, today is, what, the 12th? We should have had it by now. We should have responded by now.
I don't necessarily agree. I have other opinions on the easement, which I've expressed to the board at least one prior occasion. I don't believe the town is in the business of taking over maintenance. That's a choice by the board, but it's contrary to council's recommendation, because once you undertake a liability. So its discussion is not, in my opinion, is simple as you would like it to be. I appreciate where everybody's coming from. I'm the draftsman, I am not the decision maker.
So would you say that we just need a drafted up, like, plot of what's to be maintained? Maybe something, Wayne?
Something that anybody 20 years from now looks at can discern the area that's being invaded or worked upon, because we will all be gone, and I'll speak for myself, I won't remember what we talked about, I'm not as young as some of you guys, but, you know, so we all know where we're going to do the work.
And
And
that's-
my opinion usually is we're working on water lines, whatever your equipment is, so you can get on either side of it without doing damage to somebody else's property.
And that's the two drains, right? The one by the road
Yeah,
and the
just do
one
a 20
between.
foot, yeah, there's an easement, then you can draw the line and mark it out, that's,
Because even the one by the road across the street, I mean, because the water just keeps pouring in there, and then you guys have to take that thing off and all, I mean, when you take it off, there's a lot of stuff
well,
on there.
that's already into town right away, so they don't need an easement for that.
They don't need.
They just need
so
the
you
easement
just
coming
need
from that tree line to where that.
To where that other one is. And then, because the one that's by the road, it's like the dirt is washing right down, I mean, it was, it's just
Yeah.
and I know that they said they were gonna be working on it, and nothing's been done, I just, I feel like they need to.
As soon as they get whatever they gotta do done, they're gonna take care of it.
So Wayne,
I just,
do you have to get a drawing to JC to get to you, Mr. Hallett?
They can send it to me directly, I'll revise the,
he can do
the
it
easement
tomorrow.
width?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, give it to me, I'll send it over.
okay,
he told me that Thursday had done it. No, I didn't.
oh,
I mean, I didn't know that.
all right. So we'll get that, Wayne will get that to Mike will get it to Mr. Hallett, and then we'll do what we have to do. I'll speak with Mr. Christian tomorrow.
Okay, and they mentioned at one of the other meetings about the town engineer was involved in this.
Yeah, there was some correspondence back and forth.
Did he give any of his recommendations or anything?
I don't know what his
Is
recommendations
anything in
were.
writing? It just seems like.
Yeah,
things-
there's some stuff in writing. I just don't have it. 'cause
Can
it's
we get,
not-
can the homeowners, the three, get a copy of that? Can you mail
I'm sure. that
them a copy
probably
of
did.
it?
when it becomes final action, you're entitled to a copy of it. Until then, it's an opinion between the town board. And the only answer, I haven't had any interaction with Mr.
Air.
Air, I haven't seen the diagram. I would prefer to wait till I see the diagram and have a conversation with Mr. Air before I do that. It's just a matter of practice with me.
Okay, and then once you get that, and it's, then,
Well, once it's a final agency action, you're entitled to it, absolutely.
okay.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mhm.
Can I get a resolution to accept the intermunicipal agreement with the town of Paris and the Oneida County Sewer District?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mrs. Smith is out there telling
We have the craft fair that's coming up on the 23rd and 24th from 10 to 4 at the school, and also in the building as well, down here. And we also just have a couple of resolutions to pass as well. We have the resolution to amend resolution number 74 of 2024 of the amount of $48,612.97 from the approved amount of $46,080, a total difference of $2,532.97 pertaining to the T&L paving of Greens Crossing Road.
So you guys approved,
Yeah,
for the amount of $46.80. It ended up coming up to $2,500 more, basically, so.
so we have to get a resolution for that.
Was there a reason, Mike, they ran into something, or?
I don't know what the
can
real
tell you
deal
what I was
is.
told.
I think it was
I
when
was
Jimmy
told-
left and he came on,
Yeah,
it was
I was told we had
miscommunication.
$50,000 and not a dime more to spend, that's all I was told. So I told the pavement foreman, this is what you got to put down. I wasn't aware of all this number and stuff, so
Yeah.
that's why it's what it is.
Okay. I'll make a resolution.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do you have any
we can do the resolution to replace the fire panel. We had an inspection and the guy inspected it, he passed us, he didn't really want to, because the alarm went off, but then as it was going through the alarm, it was like dying out. So, we've had issues with that panel, and so we got a quote, state contract, to have it fixed, and the money would come out of ARPA funds, so.
Okay. Okay, what, did you give us?
You need a resolution for that?
Yeah, just a resolution, to have the fire panel replaced.
Oh, I didn't see that one, I skipped it over, I'm sorry,
That's okay.
All right, I'll make that
Okay.
motion.
for 7,200.
Right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, anyone opposed?
Did you second that, Dean?
Yes.
And then, I think just transfers,
The Humane Society one too.
we're gonna skip that,
Oh,
because I read today that New Hartford is gonna open up one, and so if, we don't need to have this until next year, so if I get a little more information, maybe we can get on with them, but if not, we'll pass it next month.
What some of the towns are doing is we're signing up for 1 year. If you read the terms of the sheltering agreement, we're only required to take and we're only obligated to pay for what we call them on and approve. So should New Hartford go online and they don't have a date,
Yeah.
there's nothing that says if we enter this agreement that you have to send anything or pay.
Well, okay, so we can
You
stop
could, you could,
using them.
you could stop using them without breaching the agreement.
And we'd still have a backup.
You would,
There you go.
so, but that doesn't have to be voted on at this meeting, but I'm just telling you how it's being handled on Sundays.
Okay, let's do some transfers here. Transfer from Highway DA, 14,000 from Highway DA 5142.4. Snow removal contractual to DA 5130.4, to machinery contractual. Can I get a motion for that?
I'll make the motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor? Anyone opposed? And for the water district for Sequoia, can I get a transfer of $1,348.60 from?
$1,384.60.
Is that what I said? Okay,
So 48.
I'm sorry. SW 8310.2, water administration equipment to SW 8310.1, water administration personnel services.
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Okay. Okay, Mike,
Alright, so, speed changes came back from the state. There's 3 of them actually. So they approved, one of them came back a little different than we had expected. So, 30 miles an hour on Holman City Road between Church Road and Route 8. And I got 40 miles an hour in Holman City between Route 8 and Oneida Street. And then 30 miles an hour on Summit Road from Davis Road to Brennan Road. Those are what have been set and the state sent, that's what it is. I imagine the signs have already been changed. Yep. All right, so then we have to open some ice control bids, which we only received one. This is for the sand that goes on the road. We received one today from Barrett. Price is $12.20 per ton picked up by the town. So, don't exactly remember what it was last year.
Wayne, there's only one company that does that?
Well, there is more than one, but I was just the product.
The only one that can compete.
Okay.
Do you remember what it was last year?
I thought it was the same.
It should be the same.
I thought that's what he said.
Not that we even need it.
Does Lebanon's have it?
No, no,
Or is it Sanders salt?
it's stone dust.
Oh,
Well, basically.
oh, the stone dust.
So if
So,
Wayne's good with that number, you guys can approve it. 12.20 per ton picked up by the town.
I approve that.
Motion to accept the bid.
Motion to accept the bid.
You need a motion?
Yep.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
That's everything I have, unless anybody has questions for me.
Gina?
Okay, Leisure Valley Mobile Park, they have been there's, letters went out and there's a date set up with Department of Health that we're going back there to see if there's any progress on the cleanup of that park. So that's been set for next week with the Department of Health. MS4, the Mohawk Valley Coalition, I'm going to that meeting on the 19th, and a 4-hour training for a webinar on construction, the overview and post-construction sites and street sweeping. I'm signed up for that on December 3rd. And the comp plan update, I gave everybody updated comp plan that committee worked on and from the survey. So what we're asking, now that you have to update, if you'll review that, but we'd like a recommendation to also give it to planning and zoning board to review. And we'd like that back, ASAP, so once that gets reviewed and if there's any changes or any comments, then we send it to 239 review to county and seeker. Once that comes back, then we can schedule the public hearing and stuff and have a public hearing for adoption and stuff. So, we'd like to have a motion from you guys, and I gave you a copy of it so you can read it, to, give it to ZBA and planning board to review and also for comment.
Okay. You need a motion for this?
Yeah.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then the Association of Towns, Oneida County Association of Towns dinner is November 21st. Anybody's interested, I need the account. It's at Michael T's. And Tony Crescenti is going to be the guest speaker on any new mandates and stuff for the county and all that. So just let me know on that.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Wayne or Joe, you guys have anything? No? Do we have to go on executive, Mr. Howard? No? Okay. Can I get a motion to state vouchers?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to close the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. That's all we have. Thank you.